Now, let's suppose we had a string, for example, and what we wanted to do with this string is capitalize the first letter of every word in the string. So we could write something like this. Okay, so let's walk through this. We define a variable called example. We assign the value, the string value, this is not capitalized, to the variable. We use the split method on line 3. We use the split method to get each word of our example string. We assign an empty string to output. Here we loop through every word within the words list. Here I grab the first character of the word being iterated over and ask for its uppercase equivalent. Here I append the rest of the word to the capital letter, and after all this looping is done, then I print the output. So let's see what this program does. Let's test to see if it works. So here we are at the command prompt. Let's run the program. And as we can see, each letter, the first letter of every word is capitalized. So, what if we wanted to do this capitalization process for multiple strings? Well, one way we could do that is define multiple strings that we want to capitalize. So I've got 4 example strings. I could copy and paste this code 3 more times. And I could run that. So that works. Now, while this code works, it's not exactly organized very succinctly. We've repeated code 4 times. So what can we do to maybe make this code more readable and less copy-pasty? Well, what we can do is we can use something, we can define something called a function. A function is simply a block of code that you can refer to by a name, and you can invoke that function, which means run the contents of the function. So this might become clearer as we demonstrate. I can start to define a function by using the def keyword, and then I will call this function capitalize. Call it input string INP. Then what I can do is simply copy the code that I do have into here. I'm going to change a few things. So now everywhere that I want to use this code, I can say print So let's walk through this code. We've defined 4 different strings of which we want to capitalize. We're printing the result of calling the function capitalize. And the function capitalize simply finds all the words in a string, and for every word in the string, it capitalizes that first letter. Now this keyword return is used to return outputs from a function call. So this function, I like to think of functions as machines. They simply accept input, which is defined here between this left and right parentheses. We take in a string as input, and we output another string, but only this time the string has all the words capitalized. So let's run this and see what happens. So here we go. Uh-oh, looks like we've got an error. So on line 6 of capitalization.py, I've got an error. Capitalize is not defined. A name error. So let's go back and fix that. So my guess is that because we've called capitalize before we've defined the code for capitalize. It's not recognizing that capitalize is actually defined. So to fix this, we will move capitalize to be before the code that calls it. That way I ensure that, yes, this is indeed defined and then called. That's one thing you have to watch out for with functions. You want to make sure that the function is defined before you start using it. Okay, let's give our capitalization program another run. Woohoo! It worked. So as you can see, it prints out each string where the first letter of the words are capitalized.